Welcome back to Eliances Heroes, where heroes in business align. To be part of our super community and find out more about Eliances, visit www.Eliances.com.
All right, what an amazing morning it's been. I mean, we just had on the CEO of Highlights Magazine, a 75-year-old company that almost every child has heard of. And also, too, thank you for the feedback we had when I had the publisher of Forbes magazine on the air, along with the co-founder of Netflix. So make sure you go to Eliances.com. That's Eliances.com. Why? Because it is the only place where entrepreneurs align. All right, so our next guest, you know what? It's going to be incredible. Before I steal the thunder of who he is, he owns a domain name that's 4 letters long. That's right. And we all know what this word stands for, or at least we think what we do. He is the founder and chairman of Debt.com. That's DEBT.com. That's right. Howard Dvorkin. And you could reach him at debt.com, DEBT.com. All right, Howard, we're being flooded with questions. So we're going to jump right in. First one that's just like a ton of people are asking, debt, good or bad?
First, I got to thank you for having me. Then I can answer your question. But there is good debt and there's bad debt. Good debt is having a house and a payment, a mortgage. That's good because there's an aspiration that house will appreciate and you'll make money. Bad debt is credit cards because actually you're paying a high interest rate on those credit cards, but also with debt, you don't remember what you spent the money on. So there is good debt. A student loan, good debt. Going through and tax debt, not good. So you have to make sure that if you're going to have debt, make it good debt.
Now, how did you go about, first of all, even acquiring and becoming the founder, chairman of Debt.com? I mean, that is probably got to be one of the easiest domain names next to another domain name, sex.com, that people remember.
Well, it's funny because people get emotionally attached to 2 things. One is sex and the other one is money. And I can't do anything with the sex part, but the money part I could definitely do something with. Actually, I've been in the industry for almost 30 years. I founded at my kitchen table a company called Consolidated Credit Counseling, which is the largest credit counseling agency in the world. We have been doing this for a long time. And then being essentially the face of the industry, Debt.com came about and somebody offered it to me and I said, no, it's too expensive. And down the way, over time, the man came to me every 6 months like clockwork, and I gave him a lesser price than I gave him the time before. And after 3 years of calling me, and I keep giving him a lower number, I finally said, "This is it. This is my number. If you don't want it, if you don't take it, don't call me again." And he said, "I'll take it." And that's how we became owners of Debt.com.
Which is just absolutely phenomenal. Good way to negotiate, right? It worked.
Well, I didn't care. Honestly, I didn't care. But it worked, and we built a company, and it took a few years to get that going. But we built a heck of a company and a heck of a brand, and it is a tremendous undertaking and endeavor because it's the greatest company ever. We get to help people.
In fact, tell us some of the things. Tell us when someone goes to Debt.com, what are they going to find? What are they going to learn? And how's it going to help them directly?
Well, the fact of the matter is Debt.com helps in all sorts of ways. With Consolidated, we only were able to help in one way. Consolidated Credit only dealt in credit counseling, which was one product. And that only helped 10% of the people. The problem is lots of people have different types of debt. You may have credit card debt. You may have tax debt. You may have mortgage debt. You may have student loan debt. We help lots and lots of people, millions of people that come to our websites every year. And we try to give them an honest, fair recommendation on how to solve their problem. And a lot of people don't need our services, to be frank with you. They just need a guidance, take a look at this online, take a look at this product. This may help you. And there's no compensation involved to us, but we want to help as many people as we can.
Excellent. And you know who also wants to help a lot of people? Well, me. Why? Because we have the opportunity to interview Howard Dvorkin, founder and chairman of Debt.com, on the Eliances Hero Show. Make sure you go to Eliances.com. That's ELIANCES.com. Again, it is the only place where entrepreneurs align. And having the founder and chairman of Debt.com, you can reach him at DEBT.com. I think almost everyone in the world knows how to spell Debt.com, so it's easy for you to do. In fact, Howard, you've been an entrepreneur, you've started other companies, you're a CPA, now you're involved, you've built this company. You said it took a few years to go ahead and build. One of the things is mentioned in the stats show Americans have over $1 trillion, right, in debt. I mean, that just seems so astronomical. What are some of the secrets that you've seen for people to be able to manage debt?
Well, debt is the greatest non-discriminator of all time, David. I mean, it doesn't care if you're tall, short, skinny, fat. It will attack you and it will latch onto you and it will not release you unless you do some serious things. And what we consider, you and I may consider heavy debt, may not be considered excessive to some people, and what is excessive to those people, it may be astronomical to us. So whether you think that $5,000 worth of debt is more than you can overcome, or $50,000 worth of debt, everybody has their independent ability to go through and evaluate what they can handle. So essentially, people go through and look at debt, and they get into debt for all sorts of reasons. Right now at Debt.com, we're expecting people to get into trouble because of this current pandemic over the next couple of years, and there's a pending recession. The fact of the matter is, we're going to be here to help people, but certainly people need to figure out a plan to get out of debt. And it starts with knowing how much debt they have to start with.
What's one of your most memorable pictures that you have in your office?
It's interesting. I've met every sitting president except Obama. So there's a lot of politicians behind me. Bush, Cheney, Clinton, Hillary's there. So I'm all over the place politically. So nobody can yell at me for anything because I got Democrats, I got Republicans. I think my favorite guy that I've met is President Bush. Frankly, I thought he was the most real guy. And not to discuss his politics because I won't even get in there, but I think he was just a guy you could sit there and have a beer with. I've met a lot of people over the years. I've met every sitting president with the exception of Obama since Reagan. So I've been around a long time, and I will tell you that the world is a different place, and it's changing constantly. And I think we just need some good leadership right now.
What do you think is the best way for parents to teach to their children in regards to debt?
I mean, at the end of the day, the problem is people don't know much about debt, and we're expecting them to learn things about their finances in school, and that doesn't always happen. And we're asking the parents to do it, but the parents typically are in debt themselves, so they may not be the best people. At the end of the day, find a credible source, go to Debt.com. There are educational pieces on our website to teach your kids about debt, and set off to make it an exercise and maybe even turn it into a game. But, there are people out there, they need to understand that debt can be very dangerous. It can be as dangerous as a driver's license. If you don't teach them the right way, you can end up doing a lot of damage. So it's the earlier, the better to get children educated on the their finances and the use of debt.
Wow. Well, incredible. And I got to tell you, someone that could help Americans, because again, over $1 trillion American in debt, that can help educate them. That's a hero. Howard Dvorkin, founder, chairman. Go to debt.com. That's DEBT.com. This has been David Hogan with the Eliances Hero Show. Eliances.com. ELIANCES.com.